Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Good to see you all again. I know it's been a little bit. This is the one downside to all this storm when hurricanes come around, especially when you work in emergency services or in the hospital systems or wherever you work. Usually, what happens is you have a hurricane team or hurricane teams, and it's Team A, Team B, like in our situation. And obviously, because I did the vlogs, I was home during the hurricane. But then, as it was over, I had to go into work, and what that did was it threw my whole schedule into a tailspin. So when I was supposed to be off, I was on. And long story short, between there and the theme parks, it strung together the last 9 or 10 days in a row. And yeah, I'm I'm feeling it a little bit. So I haven't had a chance to do a whole lot because it's it's been insanely busy too, So you get home and it's like 8:45, and it's just like there's some night, the last couple of weeks or the last week or so, I'm like, man, just gonna relax. But we're done with that. Trying to get back on track now, and hopefully do this, get back to the regular uploads. Let's talk about the news that everybody's buzzing about. Disney World set the internet on fire yesterday with this Lightning Lane premiere. Oh dear Lord. I mean, 5 alarm fire. I mean, this would be like, mutual aid companies and everything to put this thing out. Everybody's, I shouldn't say everybody, but a large part of people are very much up in arms over this because it is it's kind of insane on its head. And just like everything else Disney does, there are the pixie dusters out there, the ones that are so drugged up on their own pixie dust that they think this is a good thing. And hey, it's their right. This situation, nobody's right, nobody's wrong, but I do believe it is fair to have your own opinions on this. And I'm going to give you mine for sure. And this is something you can follow along with. There's been a lot of vlogs done on this. So, hopefully this finds its way to you because this is going to be a little bit different take on everything. And I'm going to explain to you why this is a big problem that further exacerbates an already large problem with going on vacation now, especially the theme parks, more specifically the Disney parks. So without wasting any more time, we're getting our ass in gear and let's get this thing started. What we're going to do, I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to put some screenshots over here. I did because I was at work when this thing came out yesterday, and so I started making screen grabs when I had a chance. Try to prepare for this. So this is kind of how we're gonna do this. So let me put this up on this. Let's do it like this. Let's put this up on the screen. There. All right. So you can see Lightning Lane Premier Pass. Now, I'm going to talk about Disney Worlds, okay? There's two of them coming out, Disneyland, Disney World. As you can see here, Lightning Lane Premier Pass, a convenient way to save time in line at a price. Lightning Lane Premier Pass allows one-time entry to each Lightning Lane experience in a theme park to enjoy at your leisure that day, meaning that you don't have to make a reservation. See, this is the new thing now. With Lightning Lane and Genie Plus, Genie Plus introduced it, and it kind of added on to the old Fast Pass system, which to me was the best system ever because one, it was free with your admission or your annual pass, and it gave everybody a chance to really have a good vacation. Now they've modified this Fast Pass Plus system, morphed it into Genie Plus, and then now it's become Lightning Lane, and now Lightning Lane Premier Pass. So with Lightning Lane, you get to make 3 selections ahead of time, and you can schedule them however you want. Usually there's times involved, and if there's not, it just says not available. Basically, after you do all three at whatever park you start at, then you can start moving from park to park to park. You can do one at a time after that. This one allows you to basically get this thing and then just, let's say you want to ride rock and roller coaster at Hollywood Studios, right? You just go to rock and roller coaster and scan your little magic band in and off you go. Sounds great, right? Yeah, fantastic. However, for those in the back, however, it comes at a price. Like the $1 Million Man in the World Wrestling Federation or Entertainment, whatever it's called. His famous line was, "Everybody's got a price, everybody's going to pay." Beginning October 30th, 2024, we will begin piloting the rollout of Lightning Lane Premier Pass with very limited quantities for guests staying at Disney Deluxe Resorts, Disney Deluxe Villa Resorts, and other select hotels. So basically, all you plebes that are staying in the I'm sorry, I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm really not. I'm just like, this is where this whole thing gets really obnoxious. Because it is. It's like all the plebs staying over at Art of Animation or the Pop Century or the All Stars or even Coronado Springs for that matter. They don't get this. This is only going to be for the deluxe hotels, which is like Boardwalk, Wilderness Lodge, Grand Floridian, Contemporary, Polynesian, Yacht and Beach Club, you know, where they all sit and drink their Royal Crown Cola. So it's going to be for the people spending a shit ton of money already. And, oh, yeah, let's not forget the Disney Vacation Club as well with some of these deluxe. So you get the like the Boulder Ridge cabins, the DVC Polynesian cabins, the new ridiculous cabins at Fort Wilderness, out there at Fort Wilderness Campground, that kind of stuff. So we've got this. Now let's flip it over here. There's the pricing, okay? This is what it's going to cost you. Now, let me keep in mind, we're going to break this down because this shit gets confusing really quick. All right? There's a lot going on here. This is not the current Lightning Lane system. This is an addition to the current Lightning Lane system. Okay? So I'm gonna explain all this when I'm done, but right now, like I said, this is gonna roll out on October 30th. So this is per person, per day, one park. You have to pick whatever, if you're gonna do this, you gotta pick whatever park you think you're gonna use this at. Okay, and now we're going to break that down too because I'm going to tell you, this is a freaking ripoff right now. If you decide to get this at Animal Kingdom, $129 to $199 plus tax. And that depends on the time of year. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, you better believe it's going to be $199 plus tax. Epcot, $169 to $249 plus tax. Hollywood Studios, $269 to $349 plus tax. And like they say in the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all, Magic Kingdom, $329 to $449 plus tax. Woo! I still can't get over that. So that means that Thanksgiving this year and Christmas and any other time they deem is going to be a popular time, somebody wants to do this at Magic Kingdom, that's $449 plus tax times each how many ever people you've got. So, expensive just a bit. Now, here's the problem, right? Like I was saying earlier, these are not portable. You cannot buy the Animal Kingdom one and then go, oh, well, let's go to Epcot and use it at Epcot. Can't do it. Can't buy Hollywood Studios and go over to Magic Kingdom. Can't buy Magic Kingdoms and go to Animal Kingdom. Can't do any of that. It is at that specific park. And where I have a serious issue with this is we're going to go dig into the My Disney Experience app, and I'm going to show you what you get for these prices. Now, this is also, I need to add, this is one time each ride. If you, let's say you're at Animal Kingdom and you ride Expedition Everest with this thing and it's first time ever and you get off, that was badass. yes, I want to ride that again. Sorry, get in line with the rest of the plebs. You can't use this again. This is a one-time only deal. One time. So if it's got an hour wait and you've already used your lightning lane for that day, sorry, gotta get in line. I mean, this is insane. And yet there's people out there defending this thing. You know, they keep comparing it to Universal, which is what I hate because this is not like Universal at all. At all. Universal has a couple different tiers. You can get one that is one ride at each park, right? And you can go back and forth to Islands of Adventures and Studios. Or you can get the other version, which usually is included with the top tier hotels, which is an unlimited. So let's say you ride Transformers, the ride 3D, and you love that ride, you can go ride it again. You can ride it 8 times in a row if you want. Velocicoaster, you were 4 or 5 times in a row, as much as your stomach can handle. There's no limit if you have the unlimited. This is not unlimited. And it is more expensive than Universal's by far. So we're going to break this down a little bit. I'm going to close this out. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this one out. And now we're going to open up the My Disney Experience app and my calculator. I'm going to show you what you're going to get for this because we're going to go to the expensive side, okay? Let's be realistic. It's Disney. There are very few times where these are going to be on the lowest end of the totem pole with their pricing, all right? So where I start to have a serious problem with this is when you get to the other parks like Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios. So if we open up My Disney Experience, all right, it's opened up. There it is. We're going to go to View My Day, and we're going to go to Animal Kingdom. All right, now they're closed right now, so you're not going to see anything at all right now with this. But let's say we're here at Thanksgiving or Christmas. We got to get on these rides, got to get on these rides. Now, the one thing it does is it does include these Lightning Lane single rides, like Avatar Flight of Passage is included in this. And Hollywood Studios has Rise of the Resistance, and Tron and Tiana's is included at Magic Kingdom. But, again, that's for each individual park. You buy this for Animal Kingdom because you want to get your rides in, here's what you're going to get for $199 plus tax, which is after that. It's like $215 by the time you add tax in. So you can do Avatar Flight of Passage. Oh, nope. Dinosaur. We cannot count Dinosaur. I'm not going to do it because Dinosaur is going to be closing. All right. Dinosaur will not be open after a couple more months. So let's leave that one out. Expedition Everest. I'm not counting these theater shows, even though they do have them offered in here, because, you know, if you're using a lightning lane for these theater shows, you are literally just wasting your money. These theaters seat a large amount of people, okay? They are rarely ever, ever sold out. Even Festival of the Lion King, you will always be able to see one of these shows. So I'm not counting that. I think it's stupid to count that. We're counting the attractions. So we're at 2 right now. Tough to Be a Bug, still a theater show. Kali River Rapids, Kilimanjaro, Navi River. Triceratops Spin is going to be closed shortly. And it doesn't have one anyway. 5 rides. 5 freaking rides that you could use this thing for. Now, let's have some fun. Let's go to the calculator. We'll do $199 times, add our tax. Oops, that's too much. $199, 1.07. It's $212.93. Let's divide that among 5 rides. How about that? $42.50, we'll call it 58 cents, 59 cents for 5 rides. That's what each ride is costing you. That is like going and paying your regular admission, because again, this is not included in your admission. This is extra. EXTRA, extra. On top of your ticket that already during the busy times will be well over 230 some dollars. That would be like paying $240 for your ticket and then going into the park and saying, "Oh, you can't ride this because now you need tickets." This ride here, $42 or get routed up $43. It's going to cost you $43 to ride Everest. Oh, we're on a ride Kali River Rapids, another $43. Like that's what this breaks down into, okay? Now, we can clear that one out. And then let's go back to our My Disney experience and let's go to Epcot now. Okay? If we can recall, Epcot 249. All right? So, Epcot, we've got Frozen Ever After. Test Track's going to be closed till mid to late summer next year, so you can't count Test Track right now. Test Track's out of the equation. Frozen Ever After. Grand Fiesta Tour 3 Caballeros doesn't have a lightning lane. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Journey to an Imagination with Figment. If you've ever been to Disney World, you know you never need a lightning lane for this. Ever. Living with the Land, same thing. You don't need a lightning lane. It never gets that busy. Maybe on the Christmas nights where they do glimmering greenhouses. That might be it. So we're at 4. Mission Space. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, 6. Season Nemo and Friends, 7. Again, you don't need lightning lane for that. Soaring Around the World, 8. Spaceship Earth, 9. So 9 rides at Epcot. All right? So let's take our 9 rides. Let's divide 250 divided by times. We got to add our taxes, The IRS has got to get theirs. 26750 times 9, or I'm sorry, back up, divided by 9. I mean, 29.72, let's call $30 a ride. Every ride you do at Epcot is going to cost you $30 on top of your admission. Okay? Now let's have some more fun. Let's go to Hollywood Studios. Let's hop on over that way. That one's going to be $350 max. What can we use that one for? Alien swirling saucers. Still going. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Rock and Roller Coaster. Slinky Dog Dash, there's 5. Star Tours is 6. Rise of the Resistance, 7. Toy Story Mania, 8. Twilight Zone Tower, 9. There, once again, 9 attractions. All right? 9 attractions. Let's take our 9 attractions. $350 times the I, R, and the S. $374.50. 374.50 divided by 9. Whoa, 40. Let's call it $42. We'll round that up. $42 now at Hollywood Studios to ride each ride you want. Okay? And then we got the Big Mamma Jamma Magic Kingdom. So we're just gonna count this out because Magic Kingdom has a decent amount of rides, but really, again, this is an astronomical amount of money for this. Okay, so what we can do, we'll start at Magic Kingdom. We'll do the same thing and we'll come up with a number. Barnstormers 1. Big Thunder's going out of service for over at least a year or more in a couple about another month and a half. Big Thunder's out of the equation. So Barnstormer 1, Buzz Lightyear's 2, Dumbo is 3, Haunted Mansion 4, It's a Small World 5, Jungle Cruise 6, Mad Tea Party 7, Magic Carpets of 11, 8, Many Adventure Winnie the Pooh 9. I'm not counting PhilharMagic. I'm not counting Laugh Floor either. Peter Pan's Flight 10, Pirates of the Caribbean 11, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train 12, Space Mountain 13, Tiana's Bayou Adventure 14, Tomorrowland Speedway 15, Tron Light Cycle run 16. Journey of Little Mermaid 17. So 17 attractions at Magic Kingdom. Now, let's take our calculator again. Let's do, it's a big number. $450. God, it's craziness. Times the IR and the S, 481.50 divided by 17, $28 for each extra ride or for each ride you want to do. That's what that is the equivalent of. I remember when Genie Plus came out and we were like, man, Genie Plus's price, that's like an extra $1.75 or $2 a ride. Now it's $28. And I mean, the most expensive one is Hollywood Studios at 41. I mean, now, can you now see what? See, nobody has done this yet. Nobody's bothered to break this thing down like that. All right, and when you do that, all right, we're bringing it off. When you do that, it really sets the tone for how stupidly expensive this is and how little you're getting for your money. You know, it would be it would be a stretch if it was portable. Like if it was like Lightning Lane, the other one, the multi pass, that would be stretching it still. But you still could use it at all four parks. You can't though. You're one park. So in theory, like Animal Kingdom, man, five five rides because dinosaurs closing soon. Five freaking rides is what you're using that for. Epcot is 9, but realistically, you can take away Figment, you can take away Living with the Land, you can take away Spaceship Earth, and you can take away the Seas with Nemo and Friends. Those lines will get busy at the start of the day, and then as the day goes on, they will disappear to like 5 or 10 minutes. You don't now you're down to like again 5 rides at Epcot. You got 5 rides that you would realistically use that for. You'd be Frozen, Soarin', Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Oh, wait, that's it. Am I missing something? Oh, and Guardians 4. I'm sorry, 4 rides. I mean, it will be 5 when Test Track opens up, but who knows how long that's going to be. So 4 rides is what you're really buying that thing for, and you can only do one at a time. So it's hard for me to even say this. $250 for 4 rides. That's like, what is that math? I'm not going to put it up on the screen. We'll just do some quick math. Let's see, 250, 267 divided by 4. That's 67 or $68 a ride. I don't understand it, man. And people are actually thinking this is a good thing. No, it's not. Wake up, man. And it brings in a larger problem. All right, that I'm going to get to in a second. The other issue I have with this is, what do you think is going to happen with the freaking Lightning Lane lines now? Okay, granted, this is only going to be available to the people in these deluxe resorts, and but still, there's a lot of people that stay in those. Okay, so you're going to have I have no idea how many of these they're going to allow per day. No clue. But let's just say it's a decent amount. Now those people are going to be in the line with the Lightning Lane multi-pass, the VIPs, and the DAS recipients. Now does it make sense why DAS got cut way down? Can't help but wonder. But you're going to have all of these people now of varying different groups all in one Lightning Lane. There's not, as far as we know, there's not going to be a third option for this. I mean, a third line that people will go through. And that's where, I did hear somebody who was actually talking some sense going, this is going to seem kind of odd because you're going to scan in. Let's say you at Magic Kingdom, you've spent the $450. You're scanning in. I want to get on this ride. We're going to go ride Tron. And that ride is backed up with the Lightning Lane single pass, the people that have dropped their $20 for that. You're going to have the VIPs in there. And then you're going to have the DAS people who haven't paid anything. You know, again, not their fault. It's a service provided, but you're taking these people from all of these different categories, you're piling them all into the same line. How's that going to work? You think the lightning lanes are long now? Just wait. Watch what happens to the standby line. And that's what I wish people would understand. And I got to see this firsthand after the parks reopened after the 2020 events. There was no fast pass, there was no lightning lane. It was just standby only. And granted, the parks were running at a lesser capacity. However, however, there with when you don't have that merge point with lightning lane or Genie Plus, the lines move because these rides are designed for high capacity. That's why people, you can't get that through their thick skull. They think that they're skipping the lines. They're not. They're they're just paying extra to stand in a regular line. You're just going a little bit quicker because you have the option of not being backed up. Your line's moving at, let's say, 70 to 10. So every 70 people in your line get to go through, while 10 in this other line get to go through. If it was all one line, those lines would move. I saw it work. No ride ever got above 20, 30, 40 minutes tops. And it moved fast because they're high capacity rides. But when you put that merge point in there, now you get all these people of varying different things that they've purchased to so-called skip the lines. Now you're just wrecking the whole park experience. And I will tell you one thing, because people keep saying, "Well, I'll just buy the VIP tours," and it's like about the same money. Just wait, watch that skyrocket. Because believe me, I'm sure Disney's catching on to that. They're going to send those prices through the damn roof. And then the other thing that I can see happening is watch what happens to the regular Lightning Lane multipass. Watch what happens with that. I guarantee you, sure as I'm sitting here talking through this microphone, they are going to cut down the amount of limited availability for that. And people are not going to have hardly anything to find or purchase, or I'm sorry, to schedule. In theory, pushing them over to this new Premier Pass. Watch on Thanksgiving. People, I promise you, these people that are going into this on Thanksgiving, oh, I'm going to get my Lightning Lane pass. I'll buy the cheaper version. I'll get all my Lightning Lanes set up. Watch, there won't be jack shit available. They'll all be gone. And so all these people will drop because I think around Thanksgiving, there's rumors saying that that's going to go to 45 or $50 by Thanksgiving. There's a couple days coming up where it's going to 35, which is high. Um, but I would guarantee you by Thanksgiving or Christmas, plan for that to be at least 45 or $50. But also, I guarantee you there's not going to be hardly any availability either because they're going to cut that way down in order to push this Lightning Lane premiere. And the other thing that I can see Disney doing, and I've watched it happen over the years, Space Mountain is a perfect example. Ever since 2020 and they reopened, there are three separate loading areas in Space Mountain because Space Mountain has two tracks. There's an Alpha side and Omega side. On each side, there's three separate loading stations. In theory, they can load three separate coaster trains all at once. Okay? That's pretty high capacity, especially considering how fast that and how many brake blocks that ride has. That thing is designed for high capacity. Since 2020, they haven't done that. They've only run two of the loading stations. That third one has sat vacant for the last 4 years. That's taking capacity away, which lengthens lines, which you guessed it, tries to trigger people into buying these expensive options. Same thing with the other rides. Pirates of the Caribbean, I've noticed. There are far fewer boats on Pirates of the Caribbean than there used to be. There are far fewer boats on It's a Small World. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That thing, because the way it's designed, can run a lot more than it does. What's Big Thunder Mountain's another one. That one can run a lot. Back when before 2020, every 5 seconds it seemed there was a train coming through that station. And then what Disney loves to do in the morning is they'll only run these rides at half capacity, meaning these rides like Tron, Big Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain that have two loading sides, they'll only run one side and let it back up and then open the other side. Like it's all a part of getting lines longer. And the other thing that nobody has hit on this yet, but I'm going to because I've noticed it again since 2020, the park hours have been insanely shorter than they ever used to be. People always comment, "Well, I wish Animal Kingdom would stay open late." It used to. That's a thing. These people, a lot of people that are coming now for the first time, have no idea what the parks used to be like. None, and it pains me because they think that they're getting a good experience. They're not getting a fraction of what they could have gotten if they would have gone beforehand. And I think that's where a lot of us that have gone for a while struggle with the way people are talking now because like you're literally getting ripped off and you're okay with it, you know. Um, Animal Kingdom used to stay open until 10:30, 11 o'clock every night. In fact, that's why Pandora was built. That's why the big amphitheater was built, where Rivers of Light was shown twice a night, most nights. Hollywood Studios used to stay open until 10:30, 11 o'clock every night. Epcot used to stay open late. Magic Kingdom used to stay open until midnight or 1 a.m. I remember when I first got my annual pass in 2016, Magic Kingdom used to have two showings of Wishes certain nights. And then they used to have the Castle Projection Show and they had the Kiss Goodnight. None of that happens anymore. All of that leads to guess what? Bigger crowds with higher with longer wait times because what have you done? You've shortened down the time that people get to be in the parks. And then not only that, but then you close everything down early. Oh, with the exception of Magic Kingdom when it's not a party night. And then you shove three parks worth of people into one park and you wonder why it's insanely busy. When before 2020, when all the parks were open until 11 o'clock or later, everything was spread out. People had more time. People could go at a more leisure pace. Things were never as crowded. And I hear that all the time. I've never seen it so bad. It's bad because of the way Disney is running these parks. These parks are designed by brilliant architects, brilliant engineers. These parks, I've said it many times before, are designed to run a large amount of people through them at a very efficient manner. But when you screw around with that and you take shows away and don't bring them back, you don't offer nighttime entertainment, close the park at 6 p.m., and just keep going on and on and on. Oh, and take away a lot of the live entertainment, it gives people a lot less to do, which when you only rely on your attractions, guess what? You get insanely long lines. It, I can remember days before 2020 when it would be insanely crowded, but all the attractions would run like clockwork. Everything was running smoothly. Yes, the wait times would get long, but it would never be feel unmanageable like it does now. And so this all just ties it up in a little bow. Let's completely screw with how these parks operate, create insane wait times. Oh, here's a $450 option that you can buy if you don't want to wait in line. And then that brings me to my last point. The biggest problem that we're running into now in this current time is this inability to wait in a line anymore. People are like anemic to waiting for anything. They spend most of their time, waiting for other shit throughout their life, but somehow they get to a theme park and they just become like allergic to waiting in a line. I can remember when we used to go to Cedar Point, Kings Island, and all that in the 80s and 90s with my grandparents. We waited. There was no such thing as these express passes. That didn't exist. And you know what? The lines moved, but we just it was part of the experience. All this is now is getting people in this mode to rush around, rush, 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 rush. In fact, there's these people they're defending this, saying, "Well, we can go now. We can cut our park days from 4 days down to 2 days and get everything done and be out of there." Well, I thought this was supposed to be a vacation. What enjoyment is that? You're focusing everything on the rides, and as you've seen from some of my vlogs and the future ones to come, there's so much more at Disney World than just rides. But that's all people focus on, and they're giving their hard money away on this crap. all for the sake of skipping a line. You're not skipping a line. You're just waiting in another line that that just moves a little bit faster because of the ratios. That's all. You're not skipping. You're not skipping anything. Especially the VIP tours now. They used to march you right to the ride platform. No, no, not anymore. You wait in line with all the lightning lanes and DAS and everybody else now. And those are thousands of dollars. So it's just like this is all, you wonder why we're so anxious as a society. It's because of this kind of crap. This does not teach people to slow down and just relax. I can remember the conversations we used to have as a family in the lines and all that stuff. We just chat and have fun. Yeah, it was hot as shit some days, but we made it work. But not anymore. That's, this new society of rush, 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 rush. And sadly, this is what it plays off of. People, they play off of this. They want this. And they wonder why people are so damn anxious their whole lives because they're just walking around. Gotta skip the lines. Gotta get it all in. Oh dear God! If I don't, and the other thing is because of social media and all this other bull crap, it's got people feeling now that if somehow that you go on a Disney vacation and you don't ride Tiana's or you don't get a chance to go on Tron or for some reason you had to wait in line, then you're a terrible parent because how dare you wait in line for a ride? Get out the Greta Thunberg. How dare you? How dare you? I mean, that's what they're doing. Like they're making people think that you're some kind of sinner if you wait in a line. Like God forbid people wait in a line. And that's the one thing that's gone so far off the rails. And because of that, because of social media, because of this, need to look perfect for everybody, because, we got to have our accolades and we got to have our nonstop validation by people. We just can't be happy with enjoying time together as a family. This is what it leads to. It leads to people forking out 400 plus dollars. And sadly, they say, "Oh, this is for people that are the wealthy." Well, that's who it's priced for, but that's not who's buying it. The people that are going to buy this thing, about 80% of them are probably people that can absolutely not afford it. But they're going to do it. They're going to throw it on a credit card. They're going to do something to get it. It's just that's who's buying this stuff. It's not the wealthy. I've walked through the Disney parks. I'm there pretty regularly. I'm going to just say it. The 80% of the population in those parks are your regular middle class and lower class. There's a sprinkling of wealthy people, but those are not your main demographic. Disney prices this out because they know that these people in the lower classes and the middle classes, they'll do everything they can so they can look good on their vacation, and they'll spend money even if it means spending themselves into oblivion. They'll do it anyways, just so we can look good on Facebook. Because I promise you, if social media didn't exist, none of this crap would even be a thing. It wouldn't. Prove me wrong. So anyway, it's just that's my whole thing about this. It just leads to a bigger problem, which we're staring at is this sense of we have to do everything. You just can't. They price these vacations at an astronomical level, and then it's that whole fear of missing out, which I hate, but they inject that into people, and then they're like, oh God, I have to do everything, and if I don't, then I'm a terrible person. I've let everybody down, and you see that on these damn Facebook posts. These freaking it's mostly comes, ladies. I'm looking at you. It comes from you. You sit there and you go, I've let my family down. Really? You took them to Disney World and somehow you've let them down because they had to wait in a line? I mean, that's where we're at now. Like, how we're getting way, way, way too big for our own selves now. The fact that it's a letdown that you had to wait in line or you just missed a ride for whatever reason. What happened to the experience? What happened to being with your family? That doesn't matter anymore. It's all about accolades and validation because look at and people will post it. Look at our look at all the rides we did. Yeah, well, that's part of the experience, but what about being with your loved ones? People are always out there yammering on and running their suck about, oh, got to make memories, got to drop 25 grand so we can make memories. Well, if you're constantly rushing around, where's the memory in that? You're not making memories. You're trying to look good for your cronies on Facebook. That's all you're doing. Sorry, I'm on a roll, man, but this whole thing has just got me really upset because, and I understand that, no, I don't have to buy it and people don't have to buy it. But the thing is, they're going to, because that is typical Disney. People will, like they said, one of my favorite quotes from, and I know I'm going long here, but I got to bring this to a close. So, one of my favorite quotes from the movie Tin Cup with Roy McAvoy, the golfer, his caddy told him, he goes, you know what? You'd bury yourself alive to prove you can handle a shovel. And I like that is the main thing of what people are doing with all of this. They're burying themselves alive to prove they can handle a shovel, meaning they're going to do everything they can to just prove to everybody, look what we're doing, look at this. Meanwhile, they're the people that can least afford to do this, but they're doing it anyway because we got to look good. And now they throw this thing at it, it's going to get even worse. It's going to get even worse. And again, I can tell this because I said these people, they're defending it. They think it's great. And there's a few of them saying, well, this allows us to cut our vacation down. Well, what about family time? What about memories? Now it's all about time. Right? So anyway, that's the new lightning lane system. I got another one coming up in a little while. Epic Universe has a new opening date. It will be opening next year officially. Can't wait for that. And real quick, go Boilers. You Oregon fans out there, I hope you're ready. All I can say to you is Ross A Stadium at night on a national televised on national television with a sold out crowd. Just go look and see what's happened to Ohio State and a few other teams the last few times they've played Purdue at nighttime. It's either going to be a blowout on Oregon or Purdue's going to shock the world like Vandy did to Alabama. Purdue is just a different team at night at home against top five opponents. There's just something about them. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, let me know in the comments. What do you all think? Am I on point with this? Am I completely off my rocker? Should I just shut the hell up? Or am I on the right track? Would you buy this? Is this something you would consider? No shame, if you will. I just want to know. Or you're like, hell no, I'm not giving Disney hard-earned money like that. So see you on the next one, everybody. Have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you a few more times this coming weekend. Like I said, got a lot more planned up now. We get our schedule back going on again. So thanks for watching. Much appreciated. This has been the truth. It's been very actual, and I hope it's been mighty satisfactory. See ya.